Hi there, my name's Caitlin. I'm an ASMR creator, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and I'm so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming on over to my new channel. In just under 30 days, I am turning 30 years old. I uploaded my first YouTube video just, I think, 5 to 6 weeks before my 18th birthday. I pretty much consider I've grown up on the internet. I watch my channel back in succession and can see how I grew up. For this channel, I thought it would be perfect to start off a new chapter, a new age, a new channel, 30, and here we go. Today I wanted to discuss 3 things that I learned before turning 30 that really changed my life, and I would like to share them with you. First and foremost, if you click off of the video right here because you're like, I know exactly what this is gonna say, you do. You do know what I'm about to say. I've been in therapy since I was 22, and I love it. I have really enjoyed having that weekly check-in with someone and that accountability piece that has forced me to have and then has taught me to have. So if you guys have ever seen Ted Lasso, there's a scene where Ted Lasso is talking to Jamie Tart, and he says, would you rather be a lion or a panda? And Jamie responds with, Coach, I'm me. Why would I want to be anyone else? And Ted responds with, I'm not sure you know how psychologically healthy that is. What are you eating? Hey! Okay. I guess I'm stuck. Ow! Ooh, your claws are sharp. Why do I suggest getting into therapy? Personally, I have learned so much that I did not know because of the lifestyle and upbringing that I had. Therefore, getting in therapy and having that accountability piece, having someone ask those hard questions that you would want someone who cares about you to ask you, but someone who is unbiased and who genuinely wants you to understand what you're experiencing on this world is. The best relationship you can have in your life is with yourself. You're only cheating yourself and you're only cheating your happiness if you are complacent in your own life. And that's harsh. It's hard to hear. But prior to being in therapy and even along the journey, hey, heck, even now, even this far into the game, I still find myself slipping up, not holding myself accountable, not wanting to speak up about certain things. But the only person that I am losing out on benefiting is myself. Additionally, I live in America. I pay good money for my health insurance. Do you think I'm going to go to a therapist every week and be like, all my problems don't exist. I am just talking to you once a week to feel better about myself, I guess. No, absolutely not. I am not throwing away that money, that paper, like it's nothing. I noticed several times throughout my 20s that, I would be unhappy, stuck, stagnant, miserable in a situation or a life experience. And a lot of that was because of my choices, my actions, my complacency. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. And if you continue, like I did at certain points, to do nothing other than just muddle through and get by, well, of course I was going to feel these types of emotions. Of course I was going to feel these ways. So therapy, it works. It helps. The next thing I have on here is health is wealth. I feel like that phrase is a little like live, laugh, love, hang it above your bathtub, whatever. It's not like that great of a phrase, but the sentiment behind it is actually a big deal. July 2023, I had a grand mal seizure. A grand mal is the full-blown experience. That is the full, what Hollywood definition of a seizure is. When you're convulsing, you are unresponsive, and you are unconscious. I will be completely transparent with you. That day, that month, that diagnosis, that seizure changed everything. My entire 28 years on this world had been flipped around, upside down, overnight. It was crazy. For me, in my early 20s, I didn't really know how to care for my physical health in the ways that I do now. It took me a lot of trial and error. It took me a lot of understanding and a lot of bumps and bruises along the way. When it comes to exercising, moving your body, figuring out how to care for it, figuring out how to feed your body, yourself, your soul, physically, emotionally, it is a hard seed to plant and water, and it's not one that grows overnight. When I did have the seizure, I obviously am not grateful that I had this experience in my lifetime. However, I had the experience at an age where I was able to handle it, cope with it, and I had support that I needed. Automatically, when you have a seizure in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you lose your ability to drive for 6 months. It is an honor system in my case, as I did not have a motor vehicle accident. It was an extremely jarring, raw, and emotional 6 months not being able to drive and being stuck at home, essentially. From July 2023 to January 2024, I could not drive. It was, Velma, it was a lot. I did the best that I could health-wise, walking, moving my body, yoga, stretching, but unfortunately, when you can't go to a gym when you can't go to a gym on your terms, it's just really, really frustrating and difficult emotionally. I know it'll all work out, and I know it'll all be okay. It just took 13 months, 14 months almost to get there. My last note on here is the third thing I learned before turning 30, which was the importance of aligning yourself with good people, good values, and healthy relationships. For the majority of my 20s, I was a people pleaser. Due to my upbringing, I am someone who likes to keep the peace. I like to keep things neutral. I like to keep things very level, calm, balanced. That is the role that I had taken on in my household. Therefore, as an adult, these relationships, friendships, people that I would be in connection to, I would try to do what I thought was best at all times for them because I put them first, because that was what I was taught as from a young age. And yeah, no, thank you. That was not correct. And I've thankfully remedied that behavior in the last several years. Something that I discovered the importance of in my 20s was finding common ground with people. You and I might not absolutely agree on the same things, and that's okay. You might have more information than me that I don't have, and I would love to be open-minded and listen to you. That is how we should operate as a society. What makes humanity and what makes human connection so important is the fact that we have diversity, and is the fact that we have differences that we can learn and understand. We have different experiences, different viewpoints, different upbringings, and it's beautiful to see. You start to realize at some point in your early to mid-20s what relationships are important to you, what relationships are not important to you. You start to realize who those lifelong friends are going to be and who those people that are just going to come and go in a couple of years are. The timeline of my best friend and I's relationship is absolutely incredible, and it's one of those friendships that is so invaluable. My best friend and I met when we were 15 years old, and we graduated together. Several years after we graduated, we ended up running into each other in person for the first time in, I'm going to say, 4 years. She had walked into the Starbucks that I was working at and asked what I was up to. And I told her, I actually just put in my 2 weeks This is my last week here, and then I have 2 weeks off in between my new job and my current job. Essentially, in that small conversation, catching up in the Starbucks cafe, we decided we should book a vacation and go somewhere together. And in less than a week, we were on a plane together, vacation together for 2 weeks. I hadn't talked to her in 4 years, but we just said, fuck it, let's go. And here we are. Of course, timelines shift. You have life experiences and ebb and flows of life, but at the end of the day, those people are still there for you. And those friendships you can never let go of. And those are the types of people that you want to keep and you want to align yourself with and you never want to let go of. In summary of all of these things, the short answer is I found relationships with myself, with my physical health, with my mental health, and with people in my life that bring support, love, and value into my life. Adopting 2 cats in my 20s was one of the most amazing experiences. Having connection and companionship, providing for a life, and something on the hard days, I remember their lives might be short, but we are their whole lives, and I will do anything to give them a good life. Isn't that right, Velma? Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching my first video on this channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, stay hydrated, and last but never least, let's be careful out there. Hey, bye!